This is a man-made motor, a motor so small that more than 6,000 of them would fit on the head of a pin. Welcome to the world of the nanometer, a unit of measure that is 1/billionth of a meter.
A nanometer is pretty small. One of the best analogies that I like to use is to compare it with a human hair. If you take a hair off of the top of your head, you can see that it's very thin. And now if you take something that's 100,000 times thinner than that, that's a nanometer.
The ability to observe and construct things this small is at the heart of nanotechnology. Some researchers predict nanotechnology could lead to faster computer chips, tiny medical devices that repair clogged arteries, and new filters to clean water pollution.
We have the ability to look on the nanoscale and see what's happening. That gives us an ability to design materials rather than to just find them by a kind of accidental process.
Our ability to observe and change things at the nanoscale has led to a host of new materials applications and has even made it possible for scientists to begin building working nanomechanical machines like this motor. But in the world of nanomachines, nature is still king.
Some of the most fascinating things that we see on the nanoscale are the machines that nature builds on the nanoscale. Nature makes rotors and motors and things that operate on this length scale of a few nanometers by making protein assemblies and that have these interesting nanomechanical properties. If you look at the flagellum of a bacterium, it's a little nanoscale motor, and it has bushings and all kinds of little pieces inside there that is built very differently than the way we make ours. And they have some other tricks they're trying to decipher.
Coming up with some tricks of their own. That's exactly what researchers are doing at Berkeley National Laboratories Molecular Foundry. Located in the Berkeley Hills, the facility is one of the world's premier nanoscience research centers. Comprising 6 floors, the Foundry is a buzzing hive of activity where the newest nanomaterials move from theory into the lab.
We have the ability to control individual molecules in the polymerization steps, and we're just on the very cutting edge of this. It's only been around for so few years that we don't know where this is going to go, but it only looks up.
But along with its promise of a bright new future, nanoscience brings with it a share of risks and fears. In December 2006, the city of Berkeley amended its hazardous materials law to include nanoparticles, making it the only local government in America to regulate nanotechnology.
We know that nanoscale materials can enter inside cells, and we know that that could have consequences for health. And so it's incumbent, it's really required that we do research to understand what is the nature of the interaction between new engineered artificial nanoscale materials and living systems, not just cells, but whole living beings.
I think when you understand what kind of impact nanotechnology could have on some of the global problems, such as global warming, disease, clean water, and so forth, I think that inaction is actually the unethical standpoint. I think stasis is unethical in this case.
These advances that we're describing today are really key to achieving health and to achieving sustainable energy technology, the big issues of our day in many ways. And so I think every member of the public has an obligation to try to learn a little bit about these things so that they can participate in that debate in a meaningful way.